opposition or ZANU-PF. You are the president of our country. You should be there. Not even maybe going there is stretching it far, but you should have said something today. And again, we have issue. I think I've always said this to people that we are all poor, even the rich, and we urombo wedu unaonekwa when something like this happen, right? Right, okay. The rich and the elites and the powerful, they are not concerned about ethical Kariba, is right, because but one day an accident is going to happen travel along one of our main roads. Kwekuti, they need to go to kwekuti, the first place they need to go for medical attention is a local hospital. And then they will understand. And also one day Zimbabwe zichacha, one day Imbawe no or something, and then fire engine which takes about 2 hours kusika kumba kwao Imbaya yacha ya parara. Then they understand that we are all poor. They understand all these millions. So I think the one thing for me as well, which also kind of maybe obviously is something we can talk about, but boti inonzi Mbuyanianda. Mbuyanianda is one of our heroines, yeah? One of our heroines, vakarwa kusungura nyika yedu. Muharare tine statue ya Mbuyanianda. Saka modzikisa Mbuyanianda kuboti that old and dilapidated boti inouraya vanhu to that level. Akomana, saka Mbuyanianda should be turning in a grave, won't she? Because kana muchidaiso akomana kudzikisira Mbuyanianda to that level. And as a government, they allow the name of the Mbuyanianda to be sold like that. Wakomana, Chinorwadza. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share.
Yeah, Pakaipa. Thanks, my brother. I hope you get a response, Pananya Vunzai. So we got new speakers. Leroy, then Tete Kinta. Leroy Matingambe.
He's not there, Mgoma. Good morning. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yes. Carry on, my brother.
Yeah, we keep on repeating this. Zimbabwe is a crime scene. It is a crime scene, This kind of accident are happening every day, whether in water, on the road, or in the air. Changosara unzote chi air Zimbabwe chadona. Why is it happening like this? The level of corruption, the level of no rule of law is applied in Zimbabwe. Nothing. If you try to apply a rule of law in Zimbabwe, unongonzwa kuti chingondikata sha zvipere. Ndiani munhu anongaitaura kudaro? Mupurisa iyeye. Then what do you expect? Lake of Kariba, Okay. One other important thing I think from Mgoma wise, you expect a listening president, to have done something by this hour, at least communicating some sorts of communication somewhere somehow. But zvizvi soka ari kumirira kuti vanhu vepaTwitter vacomplain then ozoenda on air. Ndiri kukuudza kuti nyika iyi haina mutungamiri, andotiri kuona it's just a placeholder. Munhu asina kana people at heart. He's worried about lining his pocket and lining his tender patronage people. Just imagine ma billions of dollars, ari kuitwa dished out every day. Wakatadza here kuti at least Ministry of Transport itwe revamped, at least infrastructure yekulake of Kariba itariswe. But what did they do? They decided to look for private tenders to go there. And who offered the private tender? It is ZANU-PF. Who is taking the money? It is ZANU-PF. Ukanonza kutarisa mabhota ari kuoperata mu Lake of Kariba, all of them, you don't get there by chance. You need to be party related to get there. What about Mbuyanianda? Zvinhu zvaSmith, zvakasiwana Smith. But every day muri kudisha out marapsa. Every day, kana takuzokomplaina tichitaura kuti no government is useless, corruption too much, mozoti tiri kutaurisa, but it's clear Zimbabwe is a crime scene. Zimbabwe is a disaster. If you are coming from somewhere, you want to go to Zimbabwe and drive, you do that at your own risk. Otherwise, you're going to die. The road is very dangerous, the pothole, no lines, nothing, no traffic lights, you know. Then you expect people to be quiet, you know. The level of corruption, the level of rot in Zimbabwe is just too much. And something needs to be done, you know. Something needs to be done. The level of corruption is just unbearable, you know. You're even afraid to drive your own car in Harare. It's dangerous. You know, there's no order. Everything is chaotic, you know. It's horrible. It's horrible. And all these things, they're rooting from the who is ruling the country. You know, the president and his family, they're drowning in drugs addictions. You know, it's clear. You know, why can't we just vote that government, you know, vote of no confidence, you know? They're not doing anything. These people, they're corrupt to the core, you know. We can't wait for someone to ring a bell, no, nyika ichaitai. You know, this is very clear. These are signs, you know. President, they are not kwakaitika disaster yakaita so akangonyarara ari state house uko. What have you done? Did you react? It means that hauna kana sense nevanhu, hauna, you're insensitive to people. Don't
Yeah.
change a constitution paunodira ukakudai wautoti cap 3 for what? Nonsense. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, my brother. Scott, are you there? Okay. Daraji, are you still there?
All the way with you guys. I am a
Okay.
Caribbean. I'm from Kariba. I know what people are talking about. Some people are saying DDF has changed the name. It doesn't matter. It's still government. It's still what it has been. What we are talking of here is moving with times. We need to techno change our styles. That lake is a very small lake. It has been taken over by the emergence of other lakes. But what I know for certain is government has not invested in its infrastructure. That lake is an infrastructure. People rely and live on that lake. Pane fishing yakapenta matemba. It used to be a huge industry. Now government has desecrated it. It's now nothing to be known about. Government doesn't care. Pane vanhu vasiri accessible. Recently, when I was in Zimbabwe, I went for a funeral somewhere far down kunonzi kuchiroti, on your way to Binga. My God. The road is horrendous, guys. So people then prefer using the lake. Why? Because it's shorter, the distance is shorter, and it is much more safer comparatively. People would not drive from, the road from the Nyamunga airdrome or Kariba airdrome to Makuti is something else. Tourism has been stopped totally. There's nothing that is taking place because the road infrastructure is horrendous. We are talking of trunk roads. Trunk roads are presided and looked over by the state, but the state doesn't see that. Now, if you go on Wava, Washika Pamakuti, you can turn if you want, either left or right. Left, you'll be going to Chirundu. Right, you'll be going to Karoi. Gentlemen, I counted more than 600 haulage trucks driving parked or resting on their way to DRC, on their way to Zambia, and far and beyond. You'd wonder what the government is all about if they do not see the economic value of just redoing the roads and making cars pass without incidents. My potholes are ripo. In fact, my swimming pools are pa my road. We heard about them refurbishing the Victoria Falls Road, but to date, they have only done 50 kilometers. So I do agree with other people that we should hold this government to account. But where is our problem? Our problem lies in information. People do not have information. Isu tiri kutaura sezvatiri kuita is because we've been seeing my videos, TV coverages, and news. Do you think kuti vanhu vari kwaMola, vanhu vari beyond kusaid, vari kumusamba karuma, vari kuzviziva, vekulong island vanozviziva because vava vakapatarisa? Mawaves atinotarisa, there's not been a drastic change in weather and weather patterns.
Mapenzera Mdaraji. Mdaraji, are you still there? Okay. Come in and Tongesa.
ZANU-PF one way or the other. Either he is a direct supporter or ane vanhu vekuzanu-PF vakamurongera. Kana zvichiitwa zvakadaro, there's no way we can have iningi. Tiri kutaura hedu zveningi zvelake, but if you count the number of accidents that are happening currently in peaceful Zimbabwe, hakuna hondo, but vanhu vari kupedzwa nema-accidents.
Yeah, can I
Marifa,
insist on that one, Mdaraji?
yes, yes, sir.
I think you have raised a valid point. Yeah, quit a hold accountable whoever is involved, and there may be, to have these families compensated, vafirwa, because some were parents, vamwe vana vashaika. How do we go about holding the perpetrators are accountable, or at the same time make sure that the families kana kuti varasikirwa are compensated, looking at the system yatinayo kuZimbabwe, tichitasa maexamples ezvimwe zvakamboitika kumashure uko zvisina kuwana justice and zvisina kucompensatewa as the way it should be in a normal country. How do we go
Right.
about it?
Here's how we go about it. Inini senindiri muno mu UK is I speak. What we could do is we could arrange a quick meeting. Tamita toiestablisha kafandi ikako. Kafandi ndo kanozotipa voice rekuti tinzikwe. Because ifund rekubatsira zviri kuitika muZimbabwe. And the fund iyoyo ichatipa the mouthpiece yekuti ti interview kana kuti titaure kana kuti ti hold the government to account. Tiri ma individuals hatikwanisi. Saka what we want to do is kuti pakauya President Advocate Nelson Chamisa vamwe tanga tisipo. We gave him an opportunity, a chance yekuti ange ari ega abvunzwe nemadiasporians. I know kuti kwanga kuine this guy anonzani Titus nachenai vaimhanya zvavo. It was his. Saka isusu takuenda tega. Tiri tega, where we discussed, me and some guys got no ina ndidi kusvika kwaizvozvo I want. Ligai vaite vari vega vaanse maningi. Now we want to establish our own voice. Voice redu risiri political. Voice redu sema citizens. Ari kudemanda justice, ari kudemanda government kuti ive accountable to some of the things that are avoidable. Tikagara pasi, totora some journalists of note, very controversial, vasiri controversial, kuti vatikava, toti this is what we have said. Tozoita say disaster fund kuZimbabwe. Tozoti isu paitika accident, because whilst we are talking about this, pane imwe gonyeti rakaningirikira rikauraya vanhu vakawanda kuChipinge izvozvi marimwe zuro I think. Then toita tichipindira patine tichikwanisa necapacity yedu. Kupindira kwedu vhoti yedu inotorwa pakuti we are a fund iri kubatsira ma-accident victims in Zimbabwe. I'll tell you one other thing chakaitika last year up to this year, rain season. Rain season, takaona mabridge achikukurwa, takaona vanhu vachigara vachirara vari mumiti, but as government never came out kuti tiri kuvasolva this way. Tinofanirwa kudhimanda kuti kondege dziya dziri kupi, but we can't demand tiri ma-individuals. Tinotofanirwa kuita tiri kaorganization kanobvunza hurumende kekuti right now tingadai taita an official communication to the government kuti ko apa maita sei, kana tichida futi kubatsira kuti government iite something totaura kuti madii kudai torai software yakati software imoita so, but you realize kuti I went ku PRAZ, inonzi Procurement Authority whatever Zimbabwe, ndo vanopa matenders. Zvinonzi hapana ICT work inopuhwa isina kupuhwa MIC here something yachivhayo. Saka ICT yese inopuhwa chivhayo, yese zvayo iri big inopuhwa chivhayo. Zvamunopuhwa imi ndezvema 1200 yese inenge ita million going beyond inenge ichipuhwa chivhayo. Saka isusu we want to make this hurumende accountable. You'd find
But
kuti
mdaraji memtorasika mdaraji amushande nechinhu illegal kutsvaka ma-solutions. Imimi kana muda kutsvaka ma-solutions enyika munongoita muri pachenyu.
You were not listening that
No, I was listening.
establish our fund, our organization. That is ndikati hatikwanisi kuzviita tiri ma-individuals. That's what I'm saying. Kuti hatikwanisi kuzviita tiri illegal. You are kutaura again kuti hatikwanisi kuzviita tiri illegal. Ane mental retardation there.
No, mdara nditrasted atidi dzungu. Dzorai mafuta mupfungwa.
Because
Ndati mukangotanga kuti hurumende, that thing you should desist from working with that thing, because that thing chiri illegal first. Saka imimi kana muda kuti afandi ichachi chamutoti hurumende ichocho chachi kutoti hurumende chikuZimbabwe, it's an illegal regime. Saka illegal regime haishandike nayo, my brother. Kana muda kuronga samazona
sorry.
mawanza
My
mafuta
apologies.
musoro mdara.
Sorry. I was charged. I'm so sorry. I withdraw everything.
Musaite mafuta mubrain, my brother.
My apologies. And you know,
So
yeah.
what you can do, you have to form your own thing. You're gonna go back to the little that we can get, at least it will help. But tikadati kutangana kuti tada kutetedzera machannel chinjiri illegals, zvibude wangu mari yenyu inogona kunyura ikoko.
No. Hauna kunzwa zvandataura. Like it or not, Zimbabwe iri kuranwa ne-illegal regime. Like it or not, this accident yaitiswa ne-illegal regime. Saka unobvunza ndiani? Do you ask the victim?
Thank you. Yes.
Or unobvunza ndiani? Totofanirwa kutoengenja hurumende yacho. Tinofanirwa kuibvisa through engagement. Tinofanirwa kuibvisa right now. Hurumende, although it knows it's illegal, haitibvumiri kuita ma-public gatherings. Unotofanirwa kuapply it, be it Chibaya Hostalos, be it the visionary Chamisa Chai, anotofanirwa kuapply kune chi-illegal regime. Saka ngatiite zvinhu zviri smart enough kuti tivabvise zvakanaka nesupport yema-citizens. Ngatiite something chinokwanisa kuendera mberi kwechihurumende chacho chatiri kuti illegal ichocho. Chinotoone ma-structures nema-systems ari kutoshanda isusu tichishanda tirimo. Iwe unotumira mari kumusha uchitotumira ichinotorwa somewhere chiri kuranwa ne-illegal regime yacho iyoyo. Saka let's be smart.
Okay, guys. Yeah. Thanks for that. Let's move on with the lineup. Zambezia come in, then Shumba, then Juan Santo. Yeah.
Right. Thank you. Indoda kutanga ndaadressa the situation iri kuKariba because ndakamboenda in the sense yekuti ndakambokwira something ikoko like a boat. I wanted to get to Bumi Hills from Kariba proper. From Kariba, the town, to Bumi Hills, because Bumi Hills is about 40 kilometers away. It's across there. So it's actually, if you want to go to Bumi Hills, you can go via Gogwe, but hakuna road manje. Unaenda kunonzi kunana Siyakoba, hakuna road. It's actually a very remote area. What one must cross ehuswa and so forth. Saka hakusvikike. Endika ukadriver chirodhi ichocho ndakambozochidriver another day. Hapana kana help yaunowana it's also a national park. Ukafirwa nemota imomo ukada uchinja taya unogona kunetsa nemhuka. So I wanted to go to Bumi. Saka pane vano, besides this fair, I don't know where Nyami exactly is. Maybe it's in another direction, but there's a lot of mabota anoraniwa ipapo asiri safe. In my case, takaenda nechi small one. Ichocho chaiva 3. So you go there and it wosvikawo you hire some people there vane vainazvo zvimabhoti zvavo zviri very unsafe. And in my case, I was a bit younger then. I was working for Econet then. And when I look back now, I'm very angry about it because it was an unsafe boat, and I don't know why the people I was working for, who had money to sponsor a proper thing, wanted me to ride that thing. Because ichocho chibhoti chachona chakatozomira pakati chombodirwa fuel yanga iri muchigubhu waona petrol yokuti ikadhuka muri momoka, it's very dangerous. So I don't know what the mentality is. There's a tendency yokungoita zvinhu zvisingawisiki even when the money is there. That time I was working for Econet, I don't know why I was made to ride that thing. The company had money. It was during time inclusive government. We were raking in money like crazy. But there is a tendency yokuita mashortcut kuside ikoko. Yokungoita zvinhu zvisingori safe so. Zvichingonzi hatinosvika. Like ipapapa vanhu ava vane vangonzi ngopindai chero tikasvika 180 tinongoenda. There's a lack of appreciation yokuti things can go wrong. So people do this. It's not this one only. Zvakatowanda, like I'm telling you, kune zvimwe zvidiki zvine zvingoti ukadainda apo chotonzi pinda umu. Vakatowanda vanoita this business. But this one is particularly bad in that it's a government boat. And I was seeing a post just now online where Nick Mangwana was actually saying Tariju surprise Yechunish. This particular boat, I started I don't know what I think the successor to DDF, which someone was talking about. I started Tariju some affair for this particular ferry, which has had an accident. So this particular case is bad in that it's a government, or we can say it's a government operated boat, and certainly the government should be doing better there. And also the people, I understand they have no option. Like in my case, people just do things in these third world countries. The people should be rejecting these things in terms of refusing to ride, but yeah, it's a remote community and they often have no choice. Nongozoita head mentality yoti vamwe vese vakwira saka nenuwo ndegai chitongokwira imo. But we should be rejecting some of these things. It's across the board. You see these things sometimes even in Harare. You see munhu achiraidha Honda Fit chakarembera, but Harare is not short of transport. I don't know what I think it's part government, part the population. We need to start to reject some of these things. Of course, the people, the options are limited, but sometimes not to be resisted, but sometimes you see even in Harare, some poor white people, they reject some of the stuff that we do. I think we need to move towards a paradigm where we say we reject a certain service below a certain level. We try to have some standards. I think this accident has been in the pipeline for a long time. It's not the first trip yavanga vakadai also. So I
agree with you. We have to get a point where we say, no, I'm not using this mode of transport. Dokunge une another option. When I want to survival mode, I would want to believe it has been in operation for quite a while. And like a ferry, from point A to point B. If you see the video, each tanga vanashita board, pastonzi pane vanochikoro and the likes, pane mutauro wamboitika. vana vava I totally agree kana ndine choice in our Zimbabwean situation vana the other option yavanayo yaunofunga kuti vakaramba what is being provided out of desperation. What other choice do they have to get to the point yavarida kuenda from point B? Because kukrosa, what other options do they have?
Well, I really don't know, but I gave them. I considered that maybe we don't know these people. It's likely it's a remote community in Havana, but I also gave you my actual example of myself when I wrote this on behalf of a company, $1 billion company, which has got cash. You see, so sometimes people tolerate these things, and we are not supposed to. In a lot of the example here.
Zambezi, the other thing is Subataka. Wakambona mawandira akaita masoja that area. That area
Not
ikariba
exactly.
them. You look at how many soldiers are there. Because Ramadika is but how can they allow a thing like that to happen before them?
Yeah, don't pandukudzoka pa point yaya kuti there is no willingness kana kuti hapana apo pressure from vari kufana kuzviri.
Corruption.
I can give you
Corruption
an
one.
example yekuti makomba ari kushandiswa. I know you're from Ghetto Nenge too, boy. I'm pretty sure makombe kuti kunoku you're not supposed to be. You don't dare even think of putting that on the road kuti chifambe. But the government, what did government did? Vakanyepera vanhu vavo kuti vawana mabus, which was a good initiative. Kuti in order to maybe to minimize accidents and congestion and all that, they would have bought some buses voice up a road vanhu vaona transport. But mabhazi aya akangotsakatika ende vanhu vasara again tiri vicious cycle yekuti vanhu vasara vasina option, desperate kuti havana mode of transport, and this things keeps on going. Mabhazi aya akashandiswa for other reasons, zvimwe zvinhu hatizitomboziva kuti akaenda kupi. Saka tine government isina shungu nevanhu, because zvinhu izvi zvatiri kutaura nezvazvo zvinhasi, it can be easily avoided. Government could have provided mari dzese dzavari kusplasha idzi dzaari kupa vanhu 100 and something comedians aya. He could have bought kunoku good second hand ferries zviriko izvi, good second hand in condition, modern as well, kana vane shungu. Ezvinezvi individuals are chipping in to do zvinhu zviri kufanira kuitwa negovernment. Ikava building hospitals, ingava all those and Scott supporting what they're doing. What is our government doing? Ndipo patine nyaya yekuti is it worth being there? But again, haina haishungu nevanhu, because zvatiri kuona izvi zvikutiradza kuti haina shungu nevanhu, because this could have been easily avoided, guys. There's no justification yekutaura kuti mawindi overloada vanhu. Chinhu changa chikafanira taxi driver atozorambawo panapo kuti ndaimbokwira chinhu chakadai. Tikatanga kufunga mafungiro aya, I think as a country we can move forward. Shumba Pindai, I know
I don't know just because I experience the life on another new platform. But kune munhu ari kunana Binga, kunana Karibauku, those guys, they've never seen what is real life. Havanongoziva just existence, kuzongomirira kana Mwari watonga. So those people vasataura inonzi life, ndosaka vachipembera zvisina basa basta. Ndosaka takes ati maybe him haangambogona kutombojambira chinhu cheche. Ndinoziva kuti no, that is not it. But vanhu vari kuZimbabwe, they've been reduced worse than an animal. Zvimwe zvavanotambira
but usanditaurira akatubwe because ini ndakatombochikwira chibhoti ichocho handiti ndakatotaura based on that as well.
Ndisati ndakachikwira 1984. That was my first time kujambira chinhu cheche.
Wakachikwira 1984 ise iyo yakatanga 1985.
I might be mistaken by the dates, but
okay.
80 something ndakaenda kuKariba by plane, enda on a school trip.
ndakatochikwira chinoshandiswa nevana maschool trips saka when I talked about
should
my
be
presentation
84, 85. Makore awandisa, my brother. You may not be exact by the dates.
but
I think
usanditaurira tiri kuwirirana usanditaurira asi
yeah.
tumbo rega nditaure mapoints
No,
angu ndega
okay.
because
Nangoti,